10 years have passed since Benjamin Kirby Tennyson first discovered the Omnitrix in that fateful summer when he was just 10 years old. What began as a camping trip with his grandfather Max and cousin Gwen transformed into the beginning of an extraordinary journey that would forever alter the course of human and alien relations. The Omnitrix, originally designed by the Galvan scientist Azimuth as a tool for universal peace and understanding, became the most powerful device in the universe when it bonded with a human child. No one, not even Azimuth himself, could have predicted how this union would reshape not just Earth, but the entire cosmic landscape. The world has changed dramatically in the decades since Ben first transformed into Heat Blast and fought Vilgax for the first time. Technological advancement has accelerated at an unprecedented rate, partially due to the integration of alien technologies that followed the revelation that extraterrestrials existed. What once seemed like science fiction has become everyday reality. Flying cars navigate through designated air corridors above major cities. Holographic interfaces have replaced traditional screens in most households. Renewable energy sources, many based on galvanic designs, have made fossil fuels obsolete in developed nations. Perhaps most significant is how humans and peaceful alien species have begun to coexist. What started as diplomatic relations has evolved into cultural exchange and integration. New hybrid cities have emerged, architectural marvels that accommodate the diverse physiological needs of multiple species. Places like New Bellwood, built on the outskirts of Ben's hometown, feature buildings that can reconfigure their internal environments to suit different atmospheric requirements. Some structures are designed to be comfortable for species that breathe methane, while others cater to beings accustomed to higher gravity. Education systems have been revolutionized as well. Schools now offer courses in interstellar history, xenobiology, and alien languages. Children grow up learning about the rich tapestry of cosmic civilizations alongside human history. The Plumbers, once a secret organization, now operate openly as an interplanetary peacekeeping force with recruitment centers in most major cities. Their ranks have swelled with both human and alien cadets inspired by Ben's example. Space travel, once the exclusive domain of government agencies and billionaires, has become more accessible. Commercial flights to lunar colonies are available to middle-class families for vacation packages. Research outposts on Mars have expanded into small settlements. The first human-alien joint mission to Alpha Centauri launched last year, a milestone celebrated across Earth as a symbol of cooperation and shared scientific curiosity. Ben Tennyson, now 20 years old, finds himself navigating this transformed world not just as its most famous hero, but as a young adult trying to balance extraordinary responsibilities with ordinary aspirations. His appearance has changed. Taller, broader shoulder, with a maturity in his green eyes that speaks to the countless battles and difficult decisions he's faced. His brown hair is slightly longer, occasionally falling over his forehead when he's focused on a task. He typically dresses in simple, practical clothing: jeans, a black t-shirt, and a green jacket with the number 10's subtly emblazoned on the back, a nod to his past without broadcasting his identity to everyone he passes. The Omnitrix itself has evolved alongside Ben. No longer the bulky watch-like device of his childhood, it now appears as a sleeker, more organic band that wraps around his wrist like a second skin. Its surface shifts between metallic green and black, occasionally pulsing with energy patterns that seem to respond to Ben's emotional state. The interface has become more intuitive, responding to neural commands rather than requiring physical manipulation. This symbiosis between user and device represents a quantum leap in functionality, but also raises new questions and concerns about the boundaries between technology and biology. As Ben walks through Millennium Plaza in downtown New Bellwood, the contrasts of this new world are on full display. Human teenagers laugh alongside young Connectolorans whose natural speed is tempered in specialized gravity fields. Pyronite food vendors serve cuisine that would literally melt human teeth, while modified refrigeration units keep necrophrygian delicacies at sub-zero temperatures. Drone taxis whisk passengers above the crowded streets, their guidance systems coordinated by a citywide AI that prevents collisions with the hoverboards used by more adventurous commuters. News screens hovering at strategic points throughout the plaza display a mixture of global headlines and footage of Ben's most recent heroic interventions. One screen shows him as Humongousaur, holding up a collapsing bridge while evacuation efforts proceeded beneath him. Another displays a debate panel discussing the implications of private citizens wielding Omnitrix-level technology. The ticker scrolling beneath reads, "Senate to vote on Alien Technology Regulation Act next week. Supporters cite public safety, critics warn of stifling innovation." The public's reaction to Ben is equally mixed. Some pedestrians point excitedly when they recognize him, children asking for autographs or the chance to see one of his transformations up close. Others give him a wide berth, their expressions ranging from wary to outright hostile. A group of college students wearing Humans First badges glare as he passes, muttering about alien sympathizers corrupting Earth culture. This ideological divide has grown stronger as integration has progressed, with conservative elements pushing back against what they perceive as a dilution of human identity and autonomy. Ben has learned to take both the adoration and animosity in stride. He offers a friendly smile to the children, occasionally obliging with a brief flash of the Omnitrix's transformation sequence, stopping short of an actual alien change in public spaces, while ignoring the prejudiced comments from the opposition groups. Years of being both celebrated and vilified have given him a thick skin, though Gwen regularly reminds him during their weekly coffee meetups that he shouldn't bottle up the emotional toll of constant scrutiny. Between these public appearances, Ben pursues what he calls his backup plan, a degree in xenopolitical science at Bellwood University. His professors have mixed feelings about having Earth's most famous defender in their lecture halls. Some appreciate his first-hand insights into interspecies diplomacy, while others worry his presence distracts other students, or that his irregular attendance, due to heroic emergencies, undermines academic standards. Ben takes these challenges in stride, often studying during quiet moments at Plumber headquarters or listening to recorded lectures while flying as Jet Ray between crisis points. The balance between education and heroics is precarious at best. Just last week, Ben had to abandon a crucial midterm exam when Kyber, a notorious interstellar poacher who has evolved from hunter to terrorist, released genetically modified predator species in 3 major cities simultaneously. The coordinated attack required Ben to split his efforts, relying on Gwen, now an accomplished sorceress who has mastered her anodite heritage, and Kevin, whose absorption abilities and engineering genius have made him an invaluable ally, to contain 2 situations while he handled the third. The Omnitrix's evolution has made such challenges both easier and more complicated. Its enhanced capabilities allow Ben to access transformations more quickly, switch between alien forms without reverting to human first, and sustain transformations for longer periods. The neural interface means Ben can sometimes access alien abilities through pure thought, a microsecond faster than the physical activation of his youth. A difference that has saved countless lives in critical moments. However, these advancements come with unexpected consequences. The deeper integration between Ben's DNA and the Omnitrix has begun affecting his transformations in ways not even Azimuth fully anticipated. Each alien form has started to evolve beyond its original parameters, developing abilities and physical characteristics unique to Ben's specific expression of that species' genetic potential. These ultimate forms emerge not through mechanical manipulation, as with the Omnitrix of his teenage years, but as organic evolutions driven by the synthesis of human adaptability and alien biology. On this particular evening, as the artificial stars embedded in New Bellwood's transparent dome ceiling begin to glow, mimicking the night sky that would be visible without light pollution, Ben's attention is drawn to a sudden shift in the plaza's atmosphere. The ambient noise of conversation and commerce falls away as warning sirens begin to wail across the city's emergency notification system. Civilians look skyward in confusion and growing fear as the automated warning system announces, "Alert! Unidentified aerial object on collision course with Millennium Plaza. All citizens, please proceed to designated safety zones. This is not a drill." Ben's instincts kick in immediately. While others run from danger, he sprints toward the plaza's center, eyes scanning the sky for the incoming threat. The plumber communication device integrated into his phone automatically activates, connecting him to headquarters. "Tennyson here. What are we looking at?" he asks, voice calm despite the chaos erupting around him. "Unknown technology, Ben," responds the familiar voice of Magister Patelladay, who has risen through the plumber ranks to become Earth's sector commander. "Sensors detect Tekadon components. But there's something else. Energy signatures we can't identify. It breached our outer atmosphere defense grid like it wasn't even there." Ben spots it then, a sleek obsidian shape plummeting toward the plaza at terminal velocity. Unlike the bulky Tekadon robots he's encountered before, this machine appears almost liquid in its movements, its surface rippling with circuitry patterns that glow an unnatural purple, rather than the traditional red of Tekadon technology. "Everyone clear the area!" Ben shouts, his voice amplified by emergency speakers that recognize his plumber authorization. "Move to the underground shelters now!" As civilians race toward the reinforced evacuation tunnels that have become standard infrastructure in the post-Alien Revelation world, Ben assesses his options. The object is seconds from impact, too close for evacuation alone to protect everyone. He needs speed, not just to reach the threat, but to potentially redirect it or absorb its kinetic energy before impact. The decision made, Ben activates the Omnitrix, the neural interface responding to his intent before his fingers can even touch the dial. The familiar green light engulfs him, the transformation sequence accelerated by the Omnitrix's improvements. In less than a heartbeat, human cells reconfigure into the blue and black form of XLR8, the kind Celerin transformation that has been one of Ben's most reliable speed-based aliens since his childhood. But something is different this time. As the transformation completes, Ben immediately senses that this isn't the XLR8 he's familiar with. The connection to the Omnitrix feels deeper, more intrinsic to his consciousness. His perception of time has always altered when he becomes XLR8, the world seeming to slow around him as his speed increases. Now, however, time appears to fracture, individual moments crystallizing like photographs that he can step between rather than experiencing sequential motion. His body vibrates at a frequency that makes him partially transparent, leaving after images as he moves that linger for seconds rather than microseconds. The usual black and blue coloration of XLR8's skin now includes streaks of what appears to be actual electricity, arcing between the speed lines of his movements and leaving scorch marks on the ground where he steps. With a thought, Ben as XLR8 launches himself toward the falling object, intending to intercept it mid-air and divert its trajectory toward an uninhabited area where it can be safely contained. But the evolved form responds to his intention with exponentially more power than expected. His first step creates a sonic boom that shatters windows throughout the plaza. His second step generates enough force to crack the reinforced pavement beneath him. By the third step, he's moving so fast that the air around him ionizes, creating a tunnel of blue-white energy that follows his path. The evolved XLR8 reaches the falling object in what feels like negative time, as if he arrived before he even started moving. With precision born from years of experience, he adjusts his trajectory to intercept the object, hands outstretched to grab and redirect it. But the moment his accelerated form makes contact with the mysterious technology, something unexpected happens. Rather than being diverted, the object seems to respond to his touch. Its surface ripples like mercury, tendrils of nanobots reaching out to envelop XLR8's hands. For a fraction of a second, Ben feels a digital consciousness brush against his mind, cold, calculating, and incredibly ancient despite its technological nature. Then, both he and the object crash into the plaza's central fountain, the impact creating a shockwave that radiates outward with devastating force. Buildings surrounding the plaza crack from foundation to roof. The reinforced glass of storefronts shatters into diamond dust. The specialized gravity fields maintaining comfortable environments for various alien species fluctuate wildly, causing momentary chaos as different gravitational forces collide. News drones that had been circling to capture footage of the incident are thrown back, though their hardened systems continue recording and broadcasting the destruction to viewers worldwide. In the crater where the fountain once stood, Ben reverts to human form with a flash of green light, the Omnitrix timing out from the massive energy expenditure of maintaining the evolved XLR8 state. He rises shakily to his feet, ears ringing from the impact, vision blurred but gradually focusing on the destruction around him. The mysterious object lies partially embedded in the crater beside him, its surface now inert but occasionally pulsing with that same purple energy. Emergency response teams, a mix of human and alien first responders, move in with practiced efficiency, establishing a perimeter and beginning evacuation of the injured. Plumber agents in specialized containment gear approach the object cautiously, scanners extended to analyze the unknown technology from a safe distance. Ben stares at his hands, then at the devastation surrounding him. The evolved XLR8 form had been incredibly powerful, far beyond what he needed or intended to use. A simple interception had turned into a disaster scene because he couldn't properly control the evolution's capabilities. If he had been fighting an actual opponent rather than trying to divert an object, the collateral damage could have been even worse. "What was that?" asks a familiar voice. Rook Blanco, Ben's plumber partner for many years, approaches with concern evident in his feline features. The Revenagander's armor has been upgraded over the years, but he still carries the proto-tool, his signature multifunctional weapon and most trusted equipment. "I don't know," Ben admits, looking from the crater to the damaged buildings. XLR8, but different. Evolved somehow. I couldn't control the speed properly. The Omnitrix has been recalibrating frequently lately, Rook observes. His formal speech patterns softened slightly by years on Earth, but still distinctly precise. Perhaps this is another unintended consequence of its deeper integration with your genetic structure. Before Ben can respond, his attention is drawn to the massive display screens throughout the plaza that have somehow to survive the impact. Each screen simultaneously switches from emergency alerts to breaking news coverage. The headline scrolling across every display reads, "Tennyson Incident. Hero causes millions in damages during alien intervention." The footage playing shows the entire sequence from multiple angles captured by the news drones. From these external perspectives, it's clear that the evolved XLR8 form moved with such incredible speed that temporal distortions were visible around Ben's body. The air itself seemed to warp and twist as he passed through it, and the shockwave from his movement did nearly as much damage as the actual impact with the object. A split screen shows comments from social media pouring in real time, the sentiment tracker showing a concerning trend toward fear and anger rather than the gratitude Ben usually receives. Commentators debate whether the risk of Ben's evolving powers outweighs the protection he provides. One prominent pundit questions whether the Omnitrix should be removed and placed in more responsible hands, a debate that has recurred throughout Ben's career but never gained serious traction until now. As medical teams tend to injured civilians, Ben catches snippets of conversations, the word threat recurring with uncomfortable frequency. A child who had asked for his autograph earlier now hides behind his mother, eyes wide with fear rather than admiration. The Humans First students have returned with reinforcements, holding improvised signs demanding alien technology be banned from Earth. Later that evening, Ben stands on the rooftop of a residential,